Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of SIIG Live. We are live, we are here, we're in effect. Hope everybody's doing great. It's another episode. Oh, baby. Are you guys excited? Because I am. Got a lot of things to talk about today, as always. I want to thank all of you for coming in, for those who are coming in. Yeah, let's get to the shits. First and foremost, for those of you who are going to be watching this, make sure to cop your tickets to the 4-year live show that's happening September 5th. September 5th. Whoa, I almost forgot the date. September 5th at 3 p.m. live on Zoom. So please get your tickets. They are free. It's a free event. So there's really no excuses except, you're busy. It's a weekend, Saturday. So please cop your tickets. Come through. It's gonna be a good time. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Please, please. Tickets are in the bio of the podcast. So please check that out. Also, another announcement before we get into the shits. I want to announce a new affiliate partner for the podcast, Aphrodite Candles Co. There is this young lady, black-owned business, super, super dope. She makes these candles. She's really independent. She's really, really dope at what she does. So I need you all to check out her website. That's Aphrodite Co. That's Aphrodite Candles Co. Actually, sorry. AphroditeCandlesCo.com. Shop for the candles and then enter the code SIPOD10. That's SIPOD 10 to get your order of candles from this dope chick. She is doing it big. And it's black owned, so I'm all about black owned these days. So yeah, please make sure to support the affiliate and support the show. That's pretty much what that is. Now, once again, this past week, every week is something new. Every week is something new. And you know what's new these days? We are talking about the music video that has rocked the world. But even before we get into that, because that's going to be quite the rant. I have a rant for that. Before we get into that, there's some other stuff that have come to my attention that I want to get, my thoughts off on. And the first thing is, so there's a video, right, of this man who's proposing to his girlfriend at the moment of his child's birth. Now, most women may complain that men don't take the initiative to propose to their girlfriends until whenever, however. But this particular incident, the man is he's in the hospital room, right? He's in the hospital room. His girlfriend just gave birth. Like, the baby just came out the canal, right? There's fluids. The cord is probably not even cut yet. The baby has just left the building. This guy decides that this would be the appropriate time to propose to this girl for marriage. Now, talk about weird timing. If I had a girlfriend and she just gave birth to my child, I don't think me personally pulling out a ring in that moment, I'm not even thinking about that, right? And now it's a bigger conversation about how sometimes men may tend to overpower or over control or overshadow a woman's moment to shine, which is funny enough going to tie into the bigger conversation later. But it ties into how men tend to overpower or outshine a woman's experience or moment with their own thing. And then it's just like, why would you do this? Why would you take this moment away from this woman? Now, obviously the sentiment of proposing to your girlfriend is great, but it's a matter of time and place, right? It's like, you're still in the hospital room. This could have happened probably the next day. Instead you want to make a viral moment. Let's be honest, you want to make a viral moment and you decided, all right, I'm gonna propose to my girl right as she gave birth to my child. And thought that was a good idea. I personally think it's weird. I think it's weird, you know. There's other examples that have happened in the past where, dudes would propose to their girl on their graduation day. And some people don't think that's a big deal. Other people think that it is a big deal. I feel that, once again, it's weird. It's like, I don't know, if I could switch it up. I guess it's like if a guy were to get a promotion at his job and then his girl comes like, oh, yeah, that's great, but y'all, I'm having a baby or I'm pregnant. And now the attention is sapped away from the initial announcement and now it's going to the girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, why would you take away this person's shine? Right? Because now, and I guess some people may think that, all right, we're now celebrating two things. We're celebrating engagement and a new baby. But at the same time, it's like, yo, this woman just went through all these hours of labor, right, for your kid. And now you feel like you're going to top that off with an engagement. Like, it's too much happening for me. It's too much going on, right? I wouldn't want that to be the case. It's just, it feels like way too much happening, and you just got to read the room at that point. Read the room. Don't do this. You know, it's a little strange. It's a little weird. But at the same time, once again, I have never had a kid. I've never proposed to anyone. So is it a matter of timing, or is it just a matter of like, yo, give the girl her lane to breathe? Give the girl a lane to breathe. And if you don't do that, then you're kind of grimy. It feels a little grimy. The sentiment of the internet is that it's grimy. I personally think that you could still celebrate two beautiful things happening without stepping on a woman's moment. That's just my thoughts. What are your thoughts? You could let me know. Leave a comment or whatever the case may be. But that's just what I think. I don't know if there's anybody that has experienced that or has felt that in the sense of, having a child and then something bigger happening that tries to outshadow that moment. I don't think anyone wants their moment to be outshined on, right? It's like going to a wedding and somebody in the pews or somebody that was invited wears white, right? You wear white to a bride's wedding. That's like, you just don't do that, right? So in this case, it's like, why would mans decide that right now in this moment was the best time to propose? It's weird. It's weird. Don't do it. I wouldn't suggest doing it. But hey, once again, your relationships, your rules. Do whatever you may choose. I just feel as if that is just a weird move, a weird flex, as the kids say. It's a weird flex. Don't do it. Also, in other news, so your girl Kamala Harris is the new VP pick for Joe Biden. Sorry, I have to clean my glasses here. So I guess slow clap for that. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I don't know if y'all are into politics. It was good. Just talking about Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris being the VP pick. A lot of mixed feelings. And let's just nip the shit in the butt right now because I know she is not the... Look, politics is trash. I don't love talking about politics, but we gotta talk about it because this Kamala Harris. Okay, thank you for the correction. Kamala Harris. I knew I was saying it right, and I said it wrong. Yikes. Kamala Harris. Yes. So, I'm not a politics person, but we have to talk about it because it's not even a matter of. Look, I feel like in every election outside of Obama, we have not had two great choices, right? It's always came down to poor choice one versus poor choice two, and we never have a better choice in the matter because each candidate is trash in their own way, right? So we talk about Biden, we talk about the things that he's done in the past, the bills that he's passed that's affected black people, and he's been on multiple platforms talking about, oh, he's here for them and all that. We get it. So now you have Kamala's record of her passing bills that have imprisoned black men and all these things. Another example of a blemish, right? Not good. And even in the beginning when she was running, right, people have brought up her record and brought up all these things that she's done, and they were not okay with it. Rightfully so. Shit is trash. Fast forward, you know what I'm saying? A pandemic happens, and we see how Trump and his, administration and his cabinet handle things. And now that she has just been announced to be Biden's VP pick, now she's seeming more palatable, right? And I know there's some people that are not forgetting about what she's done, which you can't because it's record. But at the same time, it's like, yo, at this point, Trump needs to get the fuck ASAP, right? And even when Kamala was running, I never really had a major opinion about her. I just heard about, her police record and her police past and how, she's affected people in that regard. I didn't have any strong feelings. It's like, all right, black woman running for the presidency, really dope in itself. The past things aren't good. But now fast forwarding to, all right, we're kind of getting to endgame here, right? It's about to be, we're in mid-August, September's gonna come, and then October, then November, right? Time is gonna fly. Even though it feels like it's forever, time's gonna fly. And we're gonna see these candidates go toe to toe. I'm on team get the fuck out with Trump. I'm team get Trump the fuck out. And at this point, I feel we need to vote, first and foremost. We need to vote. But even the voting process this year feels fucking nuts because the shit that they're doing with the USPS, with slowing the services down. I know I've heard people say that Trump did that intentionally to fuck up this whole mail-in voting, and that's already bad. That's already bad. I'm telling you y'all, I am fucking shook. I'm slightly shook. I'm big shook. I don't know. I'm a level of shook where I don't know how the lack of voting when it comes to the election is going to affect the actual results, right? Because at this point, I think the government or the administration is trying to force people to physically go in and vote, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all right, cool, I get that. But at the same time, you already have voter suppression. You have all these things that affect certain voters in certain pockets. And that was sans pandemic. Now you're going to have people come through, you know what I'm saying, that can't travel, have health risks, have all these things. Did y'all, I don't know, I mean, the local elections happened in June. The shit show that was, where people had to, just getting to the voting booth was hard enough, transportation-wise. But then you had people that had to stand in line forever. You know what I'm saying? It's, I personally think that they should extend Election Day for, the week. That's what I think. All right, probably not the week. Probably that's too much. Probably 2-3 days, right? It should not just be one day. I think Election Day should be at least 2 or 3 days this year to compensate for those who aren't capable of traveling. And now we have the option of either physically going in or mailing in. And I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if it has to be, all right, people fill out the ballot at home, and then you have an official collector that goes around and collects these things, and then whatever the case may be. I don't know if that has to be the case, but there has to be a way, right, that this shit needs to work out seamlessly. Because realistically, what's going to happen is going to have these people incorporate or implement a non-mail-in ballot, and shit's just going to get fucked up. It's going to feel like the fucking Bush election all over again. Ugh. It feels yucky. It feels fucking yucky. But we shall see. I'm not too sure. So far, I am Team Biden, Kamala. I just want Trump out of here. And look, at this point, it's like, all right, let's just get the nigga out. Let's get these two in. And then we can hold them accountable for all their past crimes and offenses all the live long day, right? Because at this point, no, it's never going to be clean. It's never going to be squeaky clean. These people's records are not going to be A1. But let's just get the trash out and bring in the somewhat stable machine in, and then we can polish it however we need to. As I do this live, I think Kamala spoke earlier. She spoke about some things. She had a press conference. So that was pretty dope. At least she's out here speaking and getting her voice out there. And I know that The only thing that I'm really nervous about is people trying to break down her race, people trying to break down her past, people are already trying to dive into her black/Indian/Jamaican history. Like, that shit is already, like, that shit's gonna already muddle the fucking waters. But if people would just keep their fucking opinions out of this shit and realize, yo, we just need to fucking vote for Biden. I don't like the nigga either. I don't like this nigga any more than the next person. He doesn't appeal to me. In fact, there was a point where he wasn't even running like that. You know what I mean? What's good to everybody coming in? We're just talking about Kamala being the VP and all that stuff. There was a point where Biden wasn't even, like, trying to run. Fast forward, here we are. So now we have to be at a point where it's like, yo, we just need to get Trump the fuck out. And we will hold, and to me, I feel like after we accomplish that goal, then we could hold them accountable, and we could talk all the live long day about what they've done, and they can apologize or do whatever the fuck politicians do, and then we can just keep it the fuck moving. I don't care for the Democratic antics. Like, remember when Nancy Pelosi and all those other niggas, like, they kneeled down with the freaking hats and the shiki shits on. That was weird. That was fucking weird. I don't care for that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We don't need that. That's weird. Don't do that weird performative shit. We just need you to not fuck up the country more than it is. And it's crazy because it's like, all right, we've already seen how Trump handled this pandemic. How would a Biden Harris, how would they handle this shit, right? And there's going to be no right answers. But if the right answer is to lessen the cases and to implement some shit, then that's what we need to do. So come September, we just need to vote. Because my man, this shit is getting fucking crazy. And I, quite frankly, I can't do it. It's a bit much. So yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my feels. I want us to do the right thing. And I saw somebody on Twitter say, let's not repeat 2016. Because as far as I was concerned, like, before 2020, 2016 was like that. Oh no, the fuck, what is going on here? Now we got 2020 on some home drink because I'm about to fuck shit up. And boy, oh boy, did 2020 fuck shit up. And real quick, I know thus far, right, it's August. This shit started in March. Technically, it started before, but whatever. As much as this year's been a big fucking trash heap, a lot of good shit has happened to me this year. And we don't talk about that enough. I've saved the most money that I've ever saved. And now, granted, that is coming with the notion that I do live with family. So, my bills and stuff are not that great. So for me, I'm fortunate. And I'm blessed that I work from home, I live with family, and I'm able to save money. What I'm doing with some money, I don't have a plan for that yet. I want to invest in, I feel like investing in things. I'm taking a lot more risk with my money. Not on some throwing all my money into a weird, I'm not doing none of that susu shit or that weird Instagram thing where you pay one person and they pay. I'm not doing none of that. I don't need to quadruple my money through Cash App or some wild ass shit like that. But I am saving my money and I'm doing some other things. So it's dope. Those are the benefits. I've saved my money. My health is a little better. I was recently able to take some appointments. So I'm in a decent space. Is it the best? Is outside on fire? Yeah. But, we've gotten this far. So we'll see what happens, right? Speaking of that, so right, we have the Harris VP thing. You guys can let me know what you think about that. Whew. Speaking of women's, ladies in this room, I just want to apologize, and not because I did anything wrong. I want to apologize for the human beings that have my parts. The men. I'm talking about men. I'm apologizing on behalf of... No, not on behalf. Nope. I'm apologizing that I, as a man, have to stomach the opinions of other men when it comes to the business of women's. Case in point. We know we gotta talk about it. It's the song heard around the fucking internet. So WAP, right? First and foremost, just to get it out the way, WAP is my fucking shit. Wet ass pussy, give me all of that shit. All of that shit. All of it. Give me all of it. I'm dead ass. Right? Is the song the best song in the world? No. It doesn't have to be. I don't care that... Look, this shit does not have... This song does not have to go into the Hall of Fame, but it is a bop. The women's are here for it. I'm fucking here for the women's. So it's just all a circle of life. It's a circle of life, right? I was driving the other day, and I was blasting that song on repeat from my car. And some people may question me blasting that type of song, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm comfortable with my sexuality, and on top of that, I'm not insecure. So, boom. So I'm blasting this car, and I'm driving through the whitest, the chalkiest of neighborhoods. And when I tell you, in comfort, the lack of comfort that these whites had when they heard that song blast out the radio, my car. Oh, baby, they were big shook. Big shook. I loved it. I loved seeing them cringe. Like, oh my God, wet ass pussy? What is going on? Oh my goodness, who is that? I just loved it. I loved it. It just, it did something to me. It did something to me so bad. I am here for white people being uncomfortable, especially when it comes to the culture. Here for it. Anyway, right? So song drops, internet's going wild, and, for the first couple of moments, song was rocking, it was climbing, there was a video out, the video's Chef's Kiss, sans Kylie Jenner, but that video was dope. And then the men. Here comes the men. Here comes the men yucking the fucking yum. And I just, I hate niggas. I hate so much. Why do men feel that they need to come in and have an opinion to everything? I don't get it. It was so good when the song was rocking out and women were getting to their bag and hitting the lyrics, but then the men entered the chat and ruined everything. So now you have the opinions of men on some, the song's too vulgar. Politicians like, how could Cardi make a song like this? She's supposed to represent blah. Then you have other niggas on some, I'm saying I could have let my daughter listen to this. And funny enough, because we damn sure don't ask. Yes, exactly. Nobody asked us, men's, about the opinions of that song. Nobody asked. There's this one video that's going around of this guy. He's a father, right? And we're going to talk about this shit. There's a father who's upset at WAP. And, the video is basically him saying, like, yo, as a father, I can't believe that they'll come out with a song like this. I would never let my daughter listen to something like this or exemplify. Oh, brother, shut up. The answer, shut up. Because, my mans, we did not ask you. First and foremost, if you, as a parent, are allowing your child to listen to a song like this, you're already a bad parent. You're bad. Throw yourself away. Second of all, this song was not made for all ages. This song was specifically made for grown women, men's and women's, right? So why would you even talk about, I would never let my daughter, blah, blah, blah. No, nobody's fucking caring about your kid. The kids have fucking Radio Disney or whatever the fuck they listen to. All right, I aged myself, not Radio Disney. But whatever, you know what I mean? Like, these kids have fucking other shits to listen to. Nobody's... And you know what it is? It's like, all right, they feel like, all right, the kids are going to listen to the radio. They're going to hear a song like this. They're going to get ideas. What the fuck? What? What are you saying? This makes no sense. It makes no sense. So, right, he keeps yapping and yapping. I'm just like, but why would you even... Like, do you think Cardi B and Meghan were sitting there writing the song and thinking like, hey, yo, Meghan, you think little girls are going to listen to this shit and we going to get backlash? We should probably not even write the song because nobody's fucking... What the hell? I listened to Mom's Mabley as a kid behind my grandma's back. Hey, and that's another point. There have been songs like this, as vulgar. You have Little Kim, you have Trina, you have Foxy Brown. You have all these people who have existed in the past. Have made much more vulgar songs than this, right? And at the time, Nobody really batted an eye. Or if they did bat an eye, it was hushed very quickly. So now you have a song that is very loud and very out there and very open, and now you have all the niggas complaining. Oh, how can they? Oh, women, y'all just need to stop. I'm tired. No. There's a couple of sentiments that I've heard on the internet that really I agree with. First and foremost, why would men be upset at a song about women talking about them getting ready to have sex with men? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I just... Niggas be fucking up their own bag. It be their own selves. They have to look in the mirror and be like, yo, my bro, why do I not want better for myself? Why don't I want better? Why would men want to self-sabotage themselves by denouncing a song that is talking about women giving it up for men? Does this make any sense? Then you have the sentiment of, once again, you had female rappers in the past come through and talk about these topics before. Nobody's canceling them. Every single day. Absolutely. Every single day, men fall further from grace because they feel like they have to have an opinion about women's business. I am sorry. You know what? Sometimes I feel like Eve did the right thing. Eve made a choice and ate that apple. Adam just sat by idly and inserted his business on some, you should have never done that. And then you have this sentiment where it's like, the sentiment I heard is like, for example, first of all, I love Megan Thee Stallion. Once again, if I ever get the chance to be in front of her, I just want to propose and I want her to say no thank you. I could die happy. I'll say that on this platform and every other platform I have a voice. But on top of that, she tweeted, niggas will know the lyrics to Slob on My Knob, word for word, bar for bar, yet talk shit about this song. Do you see? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why don't men want women to have fun? Right? Why? It's like, you know what? I was just thinking about this example. You know when you're in school, in elementary school, and you're playing with your friends on the playground. Ladies, I'm talking about ladies playing with their friends on the playground, minding their business, as women do when they're playing with their friends. And all of a sudden, here comes the yucky, gross boy jumping in and being the asshole and ruining the fun for everybody. Men also make records with lyrics about sexual assault and no one calls it out. Because, see, we normalize the fact that men need to be more sexually aggressive than women, right? And that comes down to assault, that comes down to suggestive rapiness, that comes down to all these things, right? There have been many songs that men have came up with. And I'm not even talking, and we're not even going to put a penny or a pinch on fucking R. Kelly. Like, I'm not even talking about him. I'm talking about average rappers that we fucking talk about all the time now. We fucking we listen to songs where they suggest all these things. No one bats an eye. No one's like, oh, how the fuck? These lyrics are crazy. Why would they say something like that? We're not saying anything. These women are just talking about their pussies being moistured. We are fucking losing our shits. Yep. These the boys that used to kick the ball out the playground because they couldn't play. Men have such a childish mentality when it comes. Men have a childish mentality when it comes to things that are outside of their control, right? Niggas couldn't play booty tag and get triggered as adults. You hate to see it. Hate to see it. Yeah, you hate to see it. I don't understand why men do these things, right? They're childish because they don't have control of the narrative. That's it. Men feel that they need to have control of the narrative. And the moment that they don't, and that's taken away from them, their egos are hurt. Big, fragile egos, big hurt, and they don't feel like they have control of the conversation. So now you have these two women who are very outwardly talking about their sexual freedom and what they like and what they prefer, and now these men feel like, oh, I'm narrowed down, or I'm put in a corner, right? So now I have to chime in and explain why this is not okay, and why women should just stay in their place. Big misogyny, big patriarchy, all these things, right? Men swear that they are here for women, and then you give them the fucking chance to actually be there for women, and they go away. Niggas, yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. Now I get it. The internet is the internet, which is the internet, but there's sometimes. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Had a little bit of spotty connection there. But I just don't understand why men's just can't mind their business and mind women's business. You know, and this is a bigger conversation, right? I mean, this song is just one example, but it has rippled throughout all of history. You have had men who have been the ones to try to create policies for like women's suffrage. You've had men in politics who have tried to police women when it comes to reproductive rights. I mean, you have men in the conversations that women should be having amongst themselves, and men have to chime in because they feel like if they don't control women's narratives, then they don't have power over them, which will result in them being overpowered, or if anything, their power structure being dismantled by women. And it kind of ties back into what I was talking about earlier with Kamala Harris, whereas now she's going to get dissected more than when she initially first started running for president. She's going to get extremely dissected by her race, by her gender, by all these things, because she's a black woman who is now on a political ticket. If it was anybody else, I don't think anybody else would be getting that level of scrutiny. But it's just because she is who she is. Men, once again, just yuck. Everyone's yum. And it's dirty. It's dirty. It's dirty. It's dirty. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not here for it. I hate it here. Yuck. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, and speaking of politics, can y'all do me a favor? Can y'all like collect these people who are trying to come through for Kanye, and just like, can we just put them on an island where they don't get any cell service? Or you know what, if anything, let's give them cell phones and give them Boost Mobile, and let them just get frustrated as a form of torture for the cell service. Can we just do that? Because I don't want to hear Kanye's name. The only K name I want to hear is Kamala. I don't want to hear Kanye. You have fucking, who was it the other day? I don't think it was, well, the baby recently came out saying that, he's Team Kanye and blah, blah, blah. No. The answer is absolutely not. No, ma'am. No, sir. I don't want Kanye on anyone's ticket. And I'm thinking, who would Kanye have as his VP? Not a Kardashian. Better not be. It better not fucking be a Kardashian. Oh, I'm sorry. Even before we get into deep Kanye dive-ish. Another thing about this WAP song. Can someone talk to the embassy in Jamaica? Can we collectively try to export Safari? Now, I know he's married to women's. I forgot her name. But we need to export Safari from this country. Pandemic aside. Because nobody asked. And this is another thing. Niggas love to do shit that nobody asked for. Nobody asked for his fucking remix of this WAP song with his BAD song. No one asked for it. By a show of hands, Erica Mena. Who asked for it? Erica Mena. Okay, I'm so sorry. Beautiful gowns, beautiful face. I just forgot her name. Just forgot. I'm sorry. But who with a show of hands, who asked Safari for the remix? I'm seeing no hands, no hand emojis, no hands raised. Nobody asked him, yet he decided that he was going to tickle around on his GarageBand and decide, yo, I got some bars to drop for this thing. Why? Why, Safari? It is bad enough that you were Nicki Minaj's backup dancer back in the day. Nobody asked for that shit. Did y'all hear it? It's weird. It's fucking weird. And I tweeted out, I was just like, yo, if Safari really wanted to remake the song, who would he ask to be on this remix? Can you imagine him having that conversation with another rapper on some yo Dave East, yo man, I feel like you should jump on this BAD remix with me, bro, because you know what I mean, we gotta rip up the internet. Sorry, horrible Jamaican accent, don't mind me. I'm just giving a horrible example of Safari having a conversation with another man's talking about big ass dicks. I feel like that is hilarious to me. That makes me laugh. It's very funny, and I just feel like, what was Safari doing? Big ass disappointment, bed and desk, big and dumb. Oh, see, the answer is all of them, all of the above, because once again, nobody asked for this shit. Big embarrassment, big ass disappointment. You're damn right. And I out of the 100 streams that song made, when did he decide, you know what, this was a bad idea? I need to delete this. Do you think Cardi B and Meghan were like, yo, fellas, we need that remix, yo, come true? And Safari was like, oh, I got time and money because I'm not on TV anymore and the OnlyFans is only doing so much, so let me come through and bust some rhymes. Nobody wanted this. Men love inserting themselves in shit that doesn't need their insertion. Pun intended. I'm so sorry, women. I'm so sorry. I just, because y'all don't ask for this shit. You know what needs to happen? On some real shit? I think every time a man needs to make some type of major decision in their life, they need to submit their ideas to a public forum site or a public forum officer, and they need to get the voice of the people, the opinions of the people, whether it's a good idea or not. And when they get shut down, they need to now legally be binded to not carry out that idea in any form, or else big sue. And it will literally be the people versus that person. That's what needs to happen. Because we didn't ask for the WAP remix. We didn't ask for these politicians and these niggas to chime in. We didn't ask for fucking girl dad Twitter or girl dad Instagram to come in and talk about how this song is ruining their little girl's vision and idea. We didn't ask for this shit. Nobody asked. Oh boy. Niggas every single day. I'm so sorry. But yeah, let's go back to Kanye for real quick. The baby came out and talked about how he's endorsing Kanye for presidency. The baby needs to go back to his crib. A pun intended. Horrible pun. All right. Should have done that. The point is, no. We don't need Kanye in this election. We don't need it. I'm not here for it. Don't care for it. No, thank you. Kanye could go deal with the Kardashian and friends. We don't need it. We simply don't need it. No, thank you. I don't want to hear it. Oh, but when they were younger and it was Trina, them niggas were scrambling to watch BET Uncut. Now, very good point, right? Once again, this is not the first instance of women rappers coming out and talking that nasty shit. BET Uncut was a staple for the community to get all the nasty bars off. And niggas were scrambling to BET to fucking watch shit after dark. Scrambling. And they had no problem then. They had no issues hearing women talk that nasty shit because it was in the context, right? It's in the context. That the context of BET Uncut even back then was still that men were rapping about having sex and fucking and having bitches and strippers and hoes and all that stuff, right? But now when women control the narrative, right, on some, yeah, nigga, get in my pussy, now it's like, well, wait a minute. Where's the consent? Where's consent, okay? All right? You should need to ask before you put things out here. Shut up. Shut up! Ladies, I encourage you to go outside and tell a nigga shut up today. And if you just tell one nigga shut up today and every day moving forward, I guarantee you your life expectancy will increase. Your life expectancy will increase by you just telling one nigga to shut up per day. What about the kids? What about the kids? Once again, I don't understand why kids enter the conversation when it comes to these adult topics. Because, my man, you were not giving a fuck about your kid when you allowed them to run around the fucking living room amok doing bullshit. You weren't caring about your kids then. You didn't care about your kids when you didn't pay none of your child support and blamed it on the pandemic. You didn't care then. You were looking for child support relief. Let's not lie. There was some niggas out here looking for it on some, yo, bro, the pandemic, the support can't breathe through this mask, so I can't even be here for my kids. Now WAP comes out, yo, officially for fathers of America everywhere, I want to sit here on this platform and I want to pledge that I would not allow my daughters that I claim to listen to this unsultry music. You know, sometimes you just have to sit here and laugh. And these are the same niggas that ask women to do all that nasty shit in the bedroom. I'm confused. I am confusion. Make it make sense. I don't know. This week has just been a whole week of niggas need to mind their business. Pretty much. And so far, men have been failing miserably. Alright, well, let's go to the interwebs and see what else people are talking about. Kanye. I was talking about Kanye earlier. Kanye West. Oh, no, that's gone. Okay, no one cares. If anyone cares, Fresh Prince is getting a reboot. Does anyone care about Fresh Prince? That's the thing. Fresh Prince is getting a reboot, and some people are on the fence about it. Now, I watched the dramatic take on Fresh Prince a while back. This guy on IG called Cooper Films. He did a video, or he made a film where he pretty much took Fresh Prince and made a gritty version of it. And now I think Will Smith and friends are trying to develop it into a series. People are not here for the reboots. People are not here for the remixes. People are not here for it. I am. Why not? If it's being endorsed by the person behind the show or Will Smith himself, then fucking come through with it. We need more dope content, I feel. I think that's important. I think that it's cool. And it's way better than the crazy bullshit that is coming out. Let's see. I know last week I talked about Moesha hot takes. Also, for those who have not been able to listen to the recent episode, please tune into the recent episode where I talked to the Work Bay Pod, and I talk about, us using humor as a means of either coping with or defiling moments of trauma in our community and our culture. But I do touch on Moesha, and I talk about how people are going to deep dives. Is that still happening? Are people still deep diving into shit on the internet about Moesha? Can we all just agree that Frank, the father, was trash? Dee was a queen that did not deserve much of the treatment that she got on there, and that 90s/early 2000s television should just stay in the frame of that time and not necessarily be extremely critiqued by today's standards? Can we just all agree and just enjoy binging the 6 seasons of Moesha on Netflix without it being a fucking think piece? Niggas just love a good think piece. They just love to rattle off their fucking thoughts and opinions. And nobody asks for it. It's nuts, y'all. It's nuts. Wild west. It's a wild west out here. But all that to say, does anybody want to chime in on any of the things that we talked about. You are more than welcome to request a chat if you want to just put in your 2 cents. We have a couple minutes. I would love to hear people's thoughts and opinions on things. Anybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. If anyone wants to jump in and just talk about anything that we talked about WAP, talked about Kamala Harris being the VP, we talked about niggas and their opinions and why they should keep it. We talked about a lot of things. So if anybody wants to take the opportunity to jump in and say a couple words, that'd be dope. Please use your voice and let's have a conversation about it for the next couple minutes before we wrap up the live. Also, yes, once again, just to emphasize that the live show is happening September 5th. Copy tickets. The link is in the bio of the IG live. Once again, we have a new affiliate, Aphrodite Candles Co. So go to aphroditecandlesco.com and enter the code SIPOD10 to get 10% off of your order. This woman is booked and busy, so please get in your orders now because she is a hardworking woman. She's a wife, she's a mother, she has a lot of things going on, so please support this Black-owned business and get in your orders now, and just have to be patient. Candles ain't gonna come tomorrow because USPS is on some fuck shit. But if you order now, then you'll be able to get your candles soon enough, right? So make sure to do that and support the podcast and support these Black-owned businesses that I have taken the time to start up myself. Some are newer than others, but nonetheless, they all deserve a little bit of support. So yeah. And I'll just end off the note on WAP, right? Because once again, everyone's been talking about it. I was going to designate an episode, like a full episode, to break down, women's sexual liberation and stuff, but I just feel like, how was your weekend day? I've been good, bro. I've been good, G-Money. Thank you for asking. If you want to hear about how I've been managing well. I've been working hard on the podcast. A lot of my energy has been on the podcast lately. For those who may or may not know, I do videography too, but I have not shot anything in a while. Projects are coming up. I have some projects coming up from people who I've been requesting. I'm a little rusty, but I'm looking forward to it. But other than that, I've been good. My mental's been great. I've been managing the best that I can, considering. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little shook for the next couple months to come. First of all, winter, right? Winter's going to be big cold. Who knows what that's going to bring when it comes to, like, currently, we have, like, outdoor dining, right? But with the cold, that's not going to be possible. Then you also have to consider that most people have, like, 50% capacity. So that's going to be another issue, too. Like, how do restaurants cater for that type of, transition? I want to ask, when it comes to recording podcast episodes, which one is better, YouTube live chat or Zoom? So real quick, for me, Zoom is the best. Okay, sorry, not the best. I prefer Zoom. Now, here's why. What Zoom does, and a lot of people may not know, is that Zoom records the audio separately between you and the other people who are on the call. So when it comes to recording it, and if you do edit your own podcast, you'll be able to take those separate audio files and mess around with volume and all that stuff on your own if you edit your own stuff. I don't know if any other platform does that. So that's what I particularly like about Zoom. And through Zoom, I'm able to record the podcast if I have other people on. And I also use my own sound recorder, right? So I have my sound recorder recording sound, which has better sound quality. And then I have the Zoom as a backup, just in case. So I'm able to, once again, when I'm working on the podcast, edit things together and put them together for people to listen to. So I personally prefer Zoom. I actually had to upgrade my account to accommodate for that. And yeah, I mean, it works for me. So I would say try Zoom out. And it's worth the investment because at this point, we're going to be inside for a minute. And I'm going to be potting. We are potting. So that's my WAP. My WAP is we are potting. Yeah, so for me, that's what I prefer. The reason I asked is because I have Audacity on my laptop. I just want to know how to incorporate that with Zoom. I haven't used Audacity in a while, not going to lie. It's been a very long time I used Audacity. I know, you can use it to edit. I don't know how different it is from when I used to use it. But once again, with Zoom, you're able to record the conversation. It will, if you record it on your computer or a laptop, you'll be able to record the session, and then Zoom creates a folder on your computer that has the separate audio files, and then you should be able to transfer them into Audacity to play around with them. So I would say do a test. Always got to test it out. So do a test on Zoom, get somebody to be on the other line, do a quick recording, and then put it in Audacity and see if you get the same results. That's just what I think you should do. But yeah. So yeah, that's. Thank you for the question. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I know for a lot of people, especially when it comes to podcasting now, they're trying to get the setups and they're trying to do some things. So it's really dope that you're trying to get your setup together to pod. For those who are just joining us, thank you for joining. Sorry guys, this connection's going in and out. Once again, just to recap, we talked about Kamala Harris being the new VP pick for Biden. We talked about Kanye. We talked about wet ass pussy. We talked about all these things. How long did it take to get the hang of it? Not that long. I started using Zoom. Well, first I was using some other things. Early quarantine, I used oh gosh, what's the name of that? Anchor. I used Anchor earlier in quarantine to record, but I didn't like the quality of the sound, and you can't really do too much with it. So I used Anchor, didn't like that, and then from then I just started either using like a Google Hangout or Zoom to record, and I just got used to it. It was Zoom is probably the easiest platform for me to do that for. So yeah, it didn't take that long. As I said, just experiment, do a couple of tests, and you should do it. Also, oh my gosh, yes, people, speaking of questions, please submit any questions that you may have to sophigpodcast@gmail.com. I want to answer more questions. I want to do more like advice shit. So if you guys have any advice that you may want me to answer, please submit your questions and I will answer them on a future show. I want to get into that so bad. I want to give people advice. Now, granted, got to take my advice with a grain of salt. But I like giving advice, and I think that I will be good at it. So, if you have any advice or questions, please, submit those. Because I want to incorporate. I want to work on the structure of the show a little bit. I want to incorporate like segments for the show. So hopefully, if you all submit questions, I can incorporate that as a segment and kind of get that ball started. Because I want to be one of those pods that answer questions. Or at least comments or concerns or whatever the case may be. I want to talk to y'all. Let me talk to y'all. Sit down and let me rap to you. You know what I mean? I hope everyone else is doing well. Hope y'all all are Gucci. It's another week of quarantine. Who knows who cares? Nobody's counting. I sure I'm not. And I hope you guys are, withstand the bullshit. There's a lot of bullshit. And the women who are in this live right now, do not allow a man to dictate how and why you do what you do. Don't. Simply don't. And that's a fucking mood, because all of you deserve. Don't let any mans come here and try to dictate what you need to do. That's right. With streaming services, how many days does it take to upload audio episodes for your podcast? I think once you upload it, it pretty much goes out to all the podcast platforms, depending on how you have them synced. It all goes out pretty seamlessly. So I know that I upload all my stuff to SoundCloud, and I use that as the means to connect to the other podcast platforms that we have, which is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, all those things. So once you kind of have a podcast, I forgot what to call it. Once you have like a media server or media provider, I think, then once you upload it to that, it'll go to the other ones, and it's pretty seamless. So, yeah. Definitely do your research, and you'll be able to figure it out. But it's not that hard. As I said, I suggest using SoundCloud. Other people use other platforms to be their media server. But, once you kind of have that handled, then you're pretty much Gucci from there, to be honest. Yes, so I'm about to wrap up the live. If you have any other questions for me, please DM the podcast at SI Podcast on IG, obviously. DM me, DM the podcast if you have any other cues. Your interactions make these lives great. So thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for talking with me. And yeah. So you had to create an account for the podcast show and RSS feed. Yes, correct. So once you create an account for the podcast, depending on which podcast platform you're on, then you get an RSS feed, and you'll be able to plug those into the other podcasts. But if you have any other questions about that particularly, you could just, as I said, DM me, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability and help you out with that. All right? Because as I said, I know the basics, but the specifics I don't really have down pat. But yeah, you can always DM me, DM the pod, and I can answer those questions for you fully. All right, I'm about to be out. Thank you all so much for another IG Live. Appreciate y'all for real. Once again, if you have any questions, you have anything, stay tuned to the IG. I put these out on YouTube as well, so make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And yeah, and check out everything that we got going on. Once again, live show tickets coming up. Live show tickets, I should say, are available free, so cop those. And yeah, there's so much more shit coming through. I'm really excited for it. So I'm about to be out, about to continue my day, and I'll check y'all next week. All right, later, y'all.